All right, everyone. Awesome. I'm magnified, and we're all here. Thank you guys so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. Heck yeah. This is awesome. I'm so excited to have this group together. Welcome, everyone, to the FIL Dev Summit #2. Hey, look, no time, and we're already on #2, which is pretty awesome. This is the Iceland crew following up on the amazing folks who joined us in Singapore 2 weeks ago. So very, very excited to get together with this group and collaborate on making Filecoin better. First off, of course, a huge thank you to our sponsors, Protocol Labs, W3Mine, and Filecoin Foundation for helping make this possible, sponsoring this amazing venue, and bringing us all together. So thank you guys so much for that support. We are going to start off with a little orientation, orienting you to what's about to happen over the next 3 days. I'm going to give you some of the overall logistics, how to think about this event, how to utilize it to best push forward all of your projects, and also the Filecoin ecosystem itself. Then I'm going to break into some logistics on behalf of Uni, since she is in 2 places at once. She'll be doing the front desk, and I'll run through some logistics here. Then I'll hand it over to Jennifer. We're going to do some icebreaker games with the little pieces of paper that are on your desk in front of you, so we get to know each other, connect, know some names and faces that you don't already know. And then we'll have a talk from Juan at maybe 11 a.m. or so, and we'll end with track intros from each of the people who are running I don't actually know how many, probably something like 10 different tracks over the next 3 days that you will have to make very, very hard choices about where are you going to be at any given point in time. We don't have extra time turners, can't help you be in multiple places at once. I know it sucks, but we are going to do our very best to get everyone to the right place. All right, so that is your orientation to this track, which is the welcome track. Welcome to Iceland, welcome to the FIL Dev Summit #2, and excited to continue forward. All right, so I'm going to orient you to 4 main topics. First, why are we having this FIL Dev Summit? What is the purpose of this event, and what should we try and get out of it? Some of the goals that I think we should strive for over the course of this set of tracks over the next couple of days. A little bit about event format. We are back here in Iceland where the first IPFS thing happened, and so quick recap of how the IPFS community has utilized these sorts of developer and protocol-focused conferences to help push protocol development forward. And then finally, we'll run through logistics. Where do you want to go for all of your different tracks? What about food? What about all of those important logistical questions? And we can take a little bit of Q&A through that in case anyone has questions. Awesome, so why the FIL Dev Summit? Filecoin is a team of teams. We are made up of many different groups that are focused on different subdomains, focusing on FVM, focusing on improvements to consensus, focused on builders, focused on storage providers, focused on clients. And this is an opportunity to get together as a wider community and do a lot of knowledge sharing, percolating information, collaborating, and getting together in a room to work on hard problems together with a lot of high bandwidth knowledge sharing opportunities. So think of using this opportunity to connect to perspectives and ideas that you might not have access to on a day-to-day basis, make some face-to-face connections with people, find a whiteboard, work on problems together synchronously, and just accelerate all of your work forward together instead of being, siloed with the set of people in the Filecoin community that you already know or the team that you connect with on a day-to-day basis. So remember, it's a big community, and unfortunately, not all of them are here present with us today. So a big part of that is also making sure that we make all of the conversations and takeaways and learnings accessible to the wider community as well. So please document. We are recording all of these sessions as much as we can, but not all of your hallway conversations are going to be accessible. So write things down, share things out on Twitter and GitHub and Slack so that we can make sure that great ideas actually transition into action. This event was inspired by the IPFS thing. This has happened 2 different times. The first one was here in Iceland, which was pretty awesome in 2022, and then it happened again in Brussels earlier this year. Had 150 attendees and 14 tracks, and we've had now FIL Dev Summit 1 and 2, which are getting to about the same number, so we're catching up very quickly. But why was it called a thing? That's actually the Icelandic word for parliament, or I guess it's an Old Norse word for parliament, which was brought to Iceland. But anyways, they've been running the Icelandic Alþingi since, actually this thing probably says, I don't know, thousands of years, 930. So that's a year that doesn't even have an 1,000 in it, which is pretty early. It's been a long time. And so that's been a great gathering of all of the different clans and groups who are here in Iceland to coordinate and share information and make, important prioritization decisions on, what problems they're going to solve as a community. And that has been going on here in Iceland for a long time. And we actually just got to do the first one of these in Singapore 2 weeks ago. And so if possible, we're going to play our quick recap video from that time.
Thank you so much for being here today. I'm super excited to welcome you all to the FIL Dev Summit. We're trying to bring together Filecoin across all of the different teams and community groups and areas that tend to be focused on their subdomain and get together Filecoin as a big team and as a big open source community that's working on pushing Filecoin forward.
Woohoo! Hopefully some of that sounds a little familiar because, similar intro, similar slides, similar purpose of getting this group and community together. So, all right, I'm going to orient you to maybe a couple of additional aspects for why we're hosting this FIL Dev Summit. First, we identified, a couple of months back, especially looking at stuff like the IPFS thing, that we needed a builder and protocol improvement focused gathering. We have awesome FIL city events all the time in different places, but sometimes we're missing that opportunity to get together as builders and developers and community members to push protocol improvements or tooling or design conversations forward and have more of a builder-focused event versus a share and present the work you're doing and get, applause, but not an opportunity for questions and feedback and working together as a group. And so this was an opportunity for a more working-focused event. We also wanted an opportunity to talk about protocol upgrade trajectory and the new improvements and roadmaps and useful things that are coming with an aligned perspective for what we should be building and making better together and the opportunity to coordinate to make it happen. We also need an opportunity to talk about new improvements, new FIPs that we want to propose into the Filecoin protocol, discuss some of the challenges, identify opportunities to continue making our systems better. And then absolutely, we want to be fostering community growth. So a whole ton of intrepid humans joined yesterday and went on a 2-mile hike each way to a geothermal river and bonded intensely in the rain and cold while sitting in this river. So first, big round of applause for those intrepid community humans. Thank you for joining on our adventure. But this is the sort of bonding we want, opportunities to hang out with each other outside of our working sessions as well. We have dinners together every day, also breakfast and lunch, lots of opportunity to hang out, explore Iceland, go on adventures, and connect as a community where we can get to know each other better and work better together. And then, of course, the hope is that out of this 3-day gathering, we also build a lot of momentum. The more that we can align on our upgrade trajectory and identify new improvements to make to Filecoin, the better we can go make it happen and build momentum as a project as well. All right, so a couple of goals to highlight. One, I'm really hoping that we advance Filecoin improvements. We identify some new FIPs that we want to propose. We workshop them. We get them all the way to maybe early draft stage. And we're talking about some of the hard challenges so that we can go make improvements together. We should be also exploring ideas before things get to hey, I think we have an idea for how to solve it. What about, hey, I see a challenge here, or I want to connect with other people who might have different perspectives than me and are able to do some knowledge sharing, discuss some potential opportunities even before we've workshopped them closely together. We also want to emerge from here with actionable things that we're going to do. So hopefully most tracks are going to be not nearly as much talking as this one. We'll get you up on your feet in just a second. But a lot of like actually turning ideas into action plans, doing design work together so that we can go and implement in all of our separate environments and actually make improvements. Absolutely, we want to be building relationships here. We're going to do more of that in a second as well. But we want to get to know each other. We want you to get outside of your maybe sub-team or focus area and make shared plans across multiple different groups and relationships that you can use going forward as well. Hopefully, you all learn a lot of new things. If you don't, that's a problem. We definitely want people to be getting outside of their normal bubble and also exploring new concepts or new interconnections that you haven't seen before. And then finally, we are absolutely growing our community, connecting to relevant people and other teams or other ecosystems that you haven't yet met, supporting any newcomers who are diving deep into protocol design or new tool building and helping make them successful. All right, a really quick thing about the event format. This is focused on development, building, making tools. This is not your normal presentation venue where you showcase an idea. We want to work on things together. So we have whiteboards in every single room. If you want to whiteboard topics together, feel free. We have breakout rooms where you can grab someone and go work on a problem. You can hack next door in the hack track in Norgelos. So there's a lot of building that we should be doing together here. This isn't about like promoting an idea and not asking for feedback. The first and major goal should be getting feedback and discussing and designing together. So lots of time for Q&A. Do not spend all of your time in a track talking to people. We also want to work together as a builder community. So that's not just you and the people you already talk to on a day-to-day basis working together, but it's finding those connections where you can work and co-create and empower everyone to contribute to important improvements that they might not even know are happening. And then finally, we're going to have lots of work time together, breakfast, lunch, dinner, hacking space, and some fun events as well. This is our schedule, this awesome FILDev.io schedule. Note for the event format, we do have lots of different tracks. We have wonderful track leads who are organizing each one of these, and there are going to be different topics, different speakers, and many events running at the same time. I know that's challenging. I also want to be in all of them at the same time, but this is an opportunity for us to make the most of our time together. They're all going to be recorded, so you are going to be able to dive into things after the fact. But it's up to track leads to kind of organize and coordinate and evolve their track as needed to make sure that you're getting the most out of it. So talk to the track lead if you have ideas for last-minute sessions and where those might fit, or if you, like, hey, I really need some extra time to discuss with this group. Where might we go? We do have some extra breakout rooms that we can send you and your 5 closest collaborators to, so that you can work on those problems together. It's also up to you to choose your own adventure. You do not need to choose just one track or just one room. You can flit back and forth between 7 different sessions, all in the same time. It might be a little challenging, but I believe in you. You can run around this venue. A lot of our time is going to be here in Silverberg and next door in Silverberg B today. But we also have rooms, breakout rooms are downstairs, 1 floor right under us. And we also have a number of other spaces upstairs as well. So it's up to you to choose where you want to go. Use the Google Calendar link to figure out what sessions are happening when, or always your source of truth is the FILDev.io website. And make the most of the time working together. You can hack outside in Erie, you can hack over here in Norgelos, so feel free to gather and have deeper dive conversations with anyone who you're like, oh, we need to work together on this problem. Awesome, that is exactly what this event is for. Go do it. All right, and some quick stuff on logistics. I'm gonna do this one on behalf of Uni since she is helping everyone continue to check in. But as a reminder, this is your wonderful events team. They are running all of the logistics here. Uni, Nicole, Hannah, and Alexa. And so check in with them at the desk up front to get your name badge. If you want to see the overall schedule, FILDev.io, #Iceland. And then this is our Wi-Fi information. If you are not already on the Wi-Fi, it's also on the front desk as you check in. So these folks are here to help you with all of your needs. during this whole event. I think I've already introduced Uni, Nicole, Hannah, and Alexa, but you can also talk to Patrick about anything recording, slides, etc. related. He's also going to be the person who reviews all of the video before it goes live on the Filecoin YouTube channel. So you can connect with him if you want to make last-minute edits or tweaks before all of the async attendees are able to get advanced visibility. So just connect with anyone on this logistics team if you have questions or you need help. Here is your QR code to the Google Calendar. I think this is actually the link tree. It has links to all of the different things from maps to calendars to a local Iceland events guide. So I'll leave that up for a second and highly recommend bookmarking that and holding on to it. A couple of things to highlight from our schedule. First, you are here. Congrats at the welcome track, so all good there. We are going to do a group photo right at the end of lunch today, so if you can gather, I think we'll be here for the group photo up on stage, so please come back after lunch, that would be great. All of our tracks are going to end on Wednesday evening with the closing track, and Juan will help us with a retro and some closing remarks, 5:15 to 6 on Wednesday. I hope all of you will still be here. It'll be great. And we are going to have a closing dinner event right after that on Wednesday with some fun, fun surprises. I won't spoil it, but hopefully we'll get to hang out together there. And I highly recommend each track has its own Google Calendar so that you can see all of the individual speakers within that track. I recommend adding all of them so that you can decide which speaker and which talk you want to go to at which point. You are here in the Harpa. It's a beautiful concert hall here in Reykjavik, Iceland. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad we have such a beautiful day to enjoy together today. A couple of logistics around this. We are here on the second floor in Silfverberg A, which is great. Next door is Silfverberg B. I think two of the big tracks today are happening in those two rooms. Right next door is Norgelos, where the expo and happy hour are going to be at 6 p.m. today. And then downstairs, right below us on the main floor, is where we have Rima A and B, Caldelon, and Stemma and Visa, I think. And so those are the breakout rooms that you can go grab and hack with someone if you need a space and you don't just want to hang out in Erie, which is that area out there. This is how you get in. You guys obviously have gotten in, so success. You don't need that one. But if you do want to get to Caldelon in the breakout rooms, if you go down the stairs, there's these two different paths to either get to Visa and Stemma or get to the two different Rima rooms. So down on the first floor. For Bjortaloft and Haloft, these are up high. Bjortaloft, I think, actually is on the 5th and 6th floors, so take the elevator. Well, you'll see that in the next slide. And we'll be using some of these for other tracks and also for some of the dinner events that we have. If you're getting to Bjortaloft, I believe that's where the Pibs on Pibs, storage provider tools, data onboarding stuff, that track is happening later today. You take these 3 elevators that are right down that corridor. You take those 3 elevators up to the 5th floor and you turn right when you come out of the elevators. And that's where Bjortaloft is going to be. So grab a buddy, a whole crew will be leaving right after lunch and you can go with them together to that track. As a reminder, please use this time together. Like, this is valuable time for us to do things synchronously, so harness your meals to have great conversations with people and learn something new. We have breakfast every day from 8 to 10. We have lunch every day from 12:30 to 1:30. We have happy hour every day in there from 6 to 7, and then dinner 7 to 9:30 in a different part of the Harpa every day. So there's gonna be lots of good food, lots of good drinks, lots of good hanging out, hacking, conversing about things. We'll bring our whiteboards around wherever people need them and just keep a track of the schedule. This has all of the information that you need. So yeah, if you have lost a link to the schedule, there's actually 2 different views now. You can either view the everything organized by track and time, or you can view the combined schedule where you kind of click into each one. They're both up there on the website, so go and grab them. Hopefully everyone's in the Slack channel, FDS-Iceland-attendees, but definitely join that channel. Flag Uni or anyone from the events team. If you aren't already in it, you should be because you are here. But that's where we're posting any logistics changes, track leads. This is where you should post if you're changing your schedule at the last moment. Give everyone a heads up in this channel so that you can keep in touch with everyone. And then we also have the wider FIL Dev Summit, which can have all sorts of takeaways and lessons learned and useful links that are accessible to people who aren't with us in person as well. Last-ish, but not least, everything here abides by the Filecoin Community Code of Conduct. Please be respectful, please be friendly, do not harass anyone. This is a working space. We're doing a lot of hard work together. We're gonna be discussing technical designs that we don't all agree about. That's fine, keep it about the technical topics that we're discussing. Don't make any sort of personal attacks. This is all about gathering and working together, and we expect that we're adapting to new information, and so be collaborative about it. We're trying to solve the same problems. We're all motivated here to make the Filecoin ecosystem better, so let's work on that together. And if you do see anything or concerned about anything, you can email hello@fildev.io, or you can contact me or any of our wonderful logistics folks, Hannah, Alexa, et cetera, if you have any concerns or you need someone to help with anything. Awesome, so I'm about to end up and we're about to do some intros, but I first wanted to say a couple of thank yous. First, a huge thank you to all of our speakers who are presenting their time and ideas and making space for a lot of discussion and questions, teeing up the great conversations we're gonna have. A huge, huge thank you to our track leads who have been organizing and bringing this whole community together. So thank you for being co-organizers of this event. Again, a huge thank you to our supporters for helping sponsor and make this possible. And a huge, huge, huge thank you to our event organizers and staff who are running around taking photos and videos and helping get you all to the right place. And so I think that's my last thing. Yep.